Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the special Halloween episode of the Awkward Academy. My name is Justin, this time Scarecrow. To my right, the one and only White Buffalo, Hooli.
Hello.
This time as the Mad Hatter, I believe. Doesn't have the makeup, but close enough, I guess.
Yeah, you caught in the beard.
He likes to half-ass everything. To my left, the Wandering Squirrel, the Traveling Man,
How's it going, guys?
TJ. This time as a clown. A bloody clown.
Bloody clown.
Perhaps a juggalo, as I've heard his wife call him. It's like IPC, right?
Mm-hmm. Or ICP, or Insane Clown Posse.
IPC. ICP?
Yeah, Insane
Yeah,
Clown
ICP.
Posse. Yeah.
There we go.
Anyway,
I have no other music.
this is the Awkward Academy. This is our talk show. In the talk show, it's a show where we talk. That's pretty much it. So rounding off our first topic. Hooli, what do you got?
Alrighty, first topic is scary stories. What's your favorite and why?
Ooh, this could be
God, I
a
don't
big
know
one.
any scary stories.
Yeah, I figured he would hate this one.
They're all in a creepypasta. And I've only read one, and he wrote it. All right.
Hey, if Justin's could be your favorite, that'd be great.
Roommate.
I mean, it's pretty much gonna have to be because this is the only one I read.
Mr.
So
Creeps Pasta on Twitter and YouTube is actually going to do my roommate story. So that'll be pretty cool. I don't know when it's going to come out, but when it does, I'll be sure to link it in the description.
cool deal. I liked it. I mean, I was in it, so.
Yeah. I liked Mr. Widemouth a lot. It had a lot of subtle creepiness to it. Kind of like when he says, I'm going to teach the kid how to juggle. You can practice with these, and he hands him a bunch of butcher knives. That's like, oh man,
Wow.
that's pretty good. And Slender Man, of course.
Dodge a ball.
Slender Man, of course, that's because Slender Man kind of blew up. And it's creepy when you see those photos where they photoshopped him into the background. But they're like old sepia tone and black and white.
Yeah.
So there's this mythos that he's been around since the beginning of civilization, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
So I like the way they play it as if he could possibly exist. And then we go camping every year, and sometimes I go out there and look at the tree, and I gotta take a piss or something, and I'm like, damn, that tree looks a lot like Slender Man at night.
Oh man.
Or that Slender Man looks an awful lot like a tree that looks like Slender Man.
Could be.
Maybe.
The
You
Rake
never know.
was pretty cool too.
I think you told me about that one.
Yeah.
Isn't the Rake in the Slender Man game?
Yes. Yeah. The remake, Slender the Arrival, I believe it's called.
Yeah, I remember that. The graphics were a lot better than just the classic.
Yeah, that's when y'all had me
Slender.
playing. I was freaking out.
It ain't hard to have better graphics than the original Slender though.
Yeah. Yeah.
But those are good. And I don't want to do all creepy pastas, but that's really where I get.
You like Poe a lot.
Yeah, but
They're not really scary.
I mean, I
They
guess
just make you think.
yeah, the Raven, I guess when it's read correctly, like audiobook form, it can actually be pretty scary because the guy has like a good build and a climax, and then this happens, and
Or more like then nothing happens.
Whenever I read a book,
And there's nothing.
I kind of read books to myself monotone. So it's kind of really hard to get any action going. Unless I'm like really into it, then I'm able to kind of get the story going. But you good?
I got a fuzzy in my mouth off of my
God.
mask.
Uh,
Sorry,
You want me to get that for you?
I think I got it.
I can. But
Like just reaching through the eye hole.
maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
Let me know.
Don't touch me.
All right.
Our best scary story I ever read was The Walking, which is a book, and Stephen King's a really big fan of it. And it was pretty scary. A lot of witches, and like a guy bites into an apple, and it's like flesh on the inside. Looks like he just bit into a giant wad of human flesh.
Ew.
Yeah. And he starts choking on it and starts burning in his throat, and he starts coughing up blood and stuff.
Oh, supernatural style.
Yeah.
They have the hex bags hidden in the car.
Ugh.
That guy's teeth just kind of fall out of his head. That was pretty cool.
Gross, man.
But,
Could just imagine biting into an apple. What did he say it tasted like? Did it taste like apple
shit.
at least?
I don't know. It didn't really describe that to that.
Because it probably wouldn't be as terrifying if it tasted like apple.
But like he just like bit into it and it was really chewy, and he like swallowed the piece and looked in, and it looked like meat on the inside.
Mm.
And then whenever he's choking and dying, like the witch that had cursed him walks up and just starts talking to him.
That bitch.
So illegit killed him?
Yeah, like the witch killed him because she was like a ghost witch, I guess. And they like flooded this town of witches whenever they destroyed this dam.
Speaking of witches, have y'all seen The Last Witch Hunter?
No?
No.
Okay, I know y'all saying that like the critics were really downplaying it. I really enjoyed it though.
They didn't downplay it. They fucking hate it.
Well, I enjoyed it. So, y'all might like it.
I like Vin Diesel. I'm a big Fast and Furious fan. So it might be worth a look.
I mean, it was his D&D character that he was playing.
Melkor?
Yeah.
The fact that...
Man, what if we got famous enough? Like, I already wrote a book about my D&D character. What if it became a legit
That Cube
movie?
was in it?
Well, yeah, yours would have been if you hadn't killed
I
him off
killed
to
it
make
off.
a new one.
Yeah, I did. And apparently the one I killed off would have been really badass.
Oh, yeah, a monk?
Monks
yeah,
are nuts.
A million attacks a turn.
Well, whatever.
Now he's some dragonborn dragon shaman bullshit.
Hey, it works.
It's okay.
I like it.
What's his name? Zaviri?
Zaviri.
We just call him Z. We're like,
Yeah.
Zaviri,
Like,
fuck
what the hell
that.
kind of name is that?
NPCs are just like, look at this shit on this critter.
Oh, that reminds me of one. I haven't actually read it, but there's that one Lovecraftian horror story you were telling me about where the man's playing a violin or something in his apartment, and his neighbor comes in to listen to it, and the music's holding something at bay, and
Yeah, like he starts freaking out, and H.P. Lovecraft, doesn't always explain, I guess, everything in his story, and that's what makes it even more terrifying. But like, he's an eccentric old man who never talks. He's like mute, but he always like signs the guy or write him a letter like saying, "Sorry, I'm really shy. I don't talk much." And then he listens to the guy, and there's a rustling behind the curtains every time the guy plays, and the guy keeps pulling him back from it. And eventually, like, the man is playing like he's completely insane one night, just going nuts on this thing like he's afraid. And the guy opens up the curtains, and out in the distance, like all the buildings, you see darkness, like the lights going out in the city. Okay, like it's disappearing. All right, and he's playing, trying to keep it away. And eventually, the man just like freaks out and runs away and leaves the entire like building. And when he comes back, the building's gone.
damn.
Ooh.
Spooky. Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't really get into the scary stories like that.
Yeah. Welcome to the Night Vale, actually.
Doesn't have a high enough
like,
intelligence score.
Yeah, I'm the not brightest one of this group.
Yeah.
As you could probably tell from the last video when I was stuttering to say the topic, I was...
He is the only married one, though, so
Yeah.
maybe he has a better charisma score.
Or maybe having a lower intelligence score gets you married.
Ooh.
Oh, you guy.
So you got your topic?
I don't know. Let's go to you first.
This fucking guy. All right. So my topic is essentially, what are your car stories? Like from your very first car, or no, before even learning to drive,
Oh.
all the way to your current car. Because I had something yesterday that just made me think about it. Because
Go ahead. You kick us off. That way we kind of have a basis.
I could
To go off
kick
of.
off if you need me to.
All right.
All right. Let's see. When you say my very first car, like first car I started like learning to drive in, or first car
yeah,
I
like
actually
all the way
owned
back
in?
to learning to drive before you
Okay.
even had a license. Like,
Learned to drive in an F-250, okay, which was interesting because my driving partner, which was one of the other students that was with us, kept coming in hungover. Heather. Hey, you remember that? Yeah, I didn't even remember that until just now. But
I remember stupid shit.
yeah,
I don't
either
know
way-
my own license plate number, but I remember who he went to driver's ed with.
Either way, she was hot, but she was always hungover,
She's
really
kinda
stupid.
Yeah.
And then like one day she just puked in front of my house when we were dropping us off. Yeah, and then
So hot.
so hot.
I just
So
want
hot.
to roll all in it. Mm.
Okay, keep going. That's a walk. That's a walk of shame.
No. Okay.
Dang. I'll do it later.
Then I drove my mom's SUV for quite some time, because I mean, yeah,
Motherfucker, I'm awesome.
That was the
I was a scrub.
the Ford Expedition she has now, or yeah,
Yeah.
because before that they had the Hooli Mobile.
Yeah, the giant van.
Yeah, it was like a giant custom van with like
extended
Oh, yeah, that was
roof.
cool.
yeah, like 8 people
Awesome.
seating
I like
and
that
a
thing.
TV.
a
There's like a little VCR player in it.
Oh god, that was
It
amazing.
was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was scary as hell
We
on
were
Pikes
kids.
Peak though. But Either way, so then I drove the.
And you shit your pants in the expedition.
I did like twice.
Senior year, I think.
Twice. Actually, I started shitting my pants out of the expedition. Okay. And then I shat my pants in the expedition. And then I shat my pants in the expedition again. And I almost shat my pants a third time, but I made it to the bathroom.
He told me the story. He's like, yeah, so like shit my pants in the parking lot. I'm like, oh no. So I just keep walking, and then I get in the seat and sit down in it, and then I go again, and I just cringe.
Well, I'd already like started the vehicle, and I'm like moving, and I'm like speeding. You know, I didn't even like driving down Wilshire, which is the main like street in our town, and like
you told me you got home. And your mom's like, what are you doing home? You're just like, shit my pants, and just keep on walking.
She knew I was coming home early because I was sick, but she didn't. Yeah, that was bad. Needless to say, that was a bad day.
Oh man,
had proud moments. So there's the expedition funny story, and then my dad's car, which I guess has a fair number of funny story, or at least one funny story included with it. With that, I was messing around with a coworker on the side of my job.
Oh my!
And
Heyo.
Then this light comes around the corner, and actually no, wait. A light comes around the corner. It's my boss. Okay, and I'm like a teenager, so I just think, hey, it's perfectly acceptable to fool around with your coworkers on the side of the building, right? It's perfectly great. Well, so my boss comes around the corner, gets out, and then the manager under him comes outside and starts talking to him. We're like ducked down, and we're like trying to get our clothes on, you know, stuff like that. And then the cop comes around the corner. So this situation is just compounded. So we got my asshole boss. Okay, complete asshole. If you're watching, you're an asshole. Then you have cop, nice cop. If you're watching, you're a nice guy. And then manager. If you're watching, you're okay.
I wish I could remember the names of these guys. Just to name drop them and have Julio be like, oh shit, we gotta edit that out.
No, you can go. Okay, Mike, asshole. Jennifer, okay. And then the cop, I've run into him a few times. I forgot his name.
Shoemaker?
No, it wasn't Officer Shoemaker.
Yeah, it's alright.
Okay, but yeah, so either way, they pull around and we're just sitting here ducking, hiding. Okay, hearts racing, pounding in the head. All right, and then they go in. We're like, okay, we're clear, we're good, and we see the flashlight. It starts coming in through the window. Okay, we're just like, oh god, get the knock. Okay, open the door. Howdy, officer, how you doing? And
how about that weather?
He was like, what are y'all doing there? Guess. He's like, oh. I'm like, yeah, our clothes are on though. And he's like, well, since your clothes are on, I'm gonna get in trouble. I would advise you go elsewhere. It's like, oh, okay. So that was a god awful story.
Awkward.
Very awkward. Yeah, she didn't talk to me for a while after that for some reason.
I wonder why.
If only we knew.
Yeah, and then
I can't think of a single reason.
Then I got my shitty ass car after that one. Okay, paid $700 tax, title, and license. No,
that was a
$900.
$900 after tax, title, and license. It was $700 normal, right? And then, God, it sounded like
it was I know it was a Chevy Cavalier, but was it 99?
Yeah, it was a 99 Cavalier.
Yeah, I had a 05 Cavalier at the time, so I remember we were like, oh yeah, we're like twins, but yours is even shittier than mine.
Yeah, it was white, and I remember it's always sounded like a storm siren everywhere it went. It was just loud and terrible, and it lasted for 6 months, which was really impressive.
Had an aftermarket stereo though, so that was nice.
AC sucked.
Oh, man. I remember it dying in the parking lot over by Old Navy.
Oh yeah, that thing died in a lot of places actually.
It's kind of its thing.
Yeah. When it finally just like heaved the great sigh of like relentment and pretty much its water broke and just oil flew everywhere. That was interesting.
That's how cars are born.
Yes. Yeah, I tried to look, but I didn't see a little car. But
starts out as Hot Wheels.
It's bigger from there. RC car. Yeah. So that piece of shit. Great story with that was driving with a very pretty girl on the ice, and like it was really, really icy, and in Texas, that's a big deal for us. And They were going downhill, coming from Joshua down in, it's super, super slick, and we're in the left lane, and a little ways down, you see emergency lights come on, and there's a vehicle on the far left lane that's completely broken down, okay, and then a vehicle in the far right lane that's completely broken down.
Oh no!
And I'm already going, okay, like 50, so pretty fast for ice. And I'm going downhill, right, and I gotta switch lanes to this center lane here, and needless to say, I start sliding, and I start going all sideways and stuff to go through it, and it was like a Fast and Furious moment, and I finally get like to where I wanted to go, the movie theater where I worked at the time. And I'm like, so, what do you think of my driving? All cocky and awesome and stuff?
Totally intentional.
Totally intentional. Meant that on purpose. On the inside, like literally, I said, "Oh shit!" Like right in the middle of it. So I thought we were gonna die. And
she's like, "But you said oh shit." Like, no, I said watch this.
I said watch this shit.
And she was like,
I
"It was
didn't say,
okay.
Oh, shit.
It was okay." And I was like, "Women, impossible to impress." That's how it is. So yeah, that was the last car I had. So.
All right. You got any more funny stories to go with any of those though? Because like this whole topic was inspired simply because of one funny thing that happened in my car last night.
No, I can't think of any other, I guess, funny stories that are specifically related to crazy times in my car.
All right. You gonna go next or shall I go?
Well, I'll go ahead and go.
All right, cool. I think I've had the most cars out of everybody here. So.
Yeah, I've only had 2.
Yeah, this guy's actually had a few dirty car stories. I hope he
Oh
doesn't share any.
my!
Dirty car stories.
Hope Daniel's family doesn't watch this.
No. Hey. Come on. Alright, well, I learned how to drive in Colorado in a Dodge Durango. It was my dad's. And it was a 1-lane mountain road, no guardrail, and they say it was like an 800-foot drop-off. However, doubt that. It was probably like 300. Still is a drop-off that would have killed us if I fucked up.
And you fucked up, right?
No, I did pretty good.
He's not even really here.
Yeah, this is just the ghost of TJ's future.
Continue.
Another walk of shame. God damn it.
We should get a counter. Just put it like right up here in the corner. It's like
Ding!
That's
There we
who.
Actually, I think we should get the counter over TJ's head, and it'll only show up whenever he's got one. It's just like 1,
It just stays up there the whole time.
Like a health bar. Sorry, go ahead. Continue.
Yeah, we can keep
Yeah.
one for the number of times
Well, what's
I touch
the
my
walk of
beard.
shame?
Every time TJ makes a bad joke.
Hey, not just me. I'm just the only one that does them.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
So pretty much still only him. It's he has to do a walk of shame, like which is it started in the RV at his house, so you could walk a whole lap around there in like 10 seconds,
Yeah.
15 seconds if you step on something hard, because we're usually barefoot. And he has to do that every time he makes a bad joke. It used to be a whole lot of your mom jokes, but he kind of eased off that after we got out of high school.
that was a-
Yeah,
that
now
was a
whenever
high
he
school
delivers
thing.
them, they're brutal and like really effective.
Yeah.
But yeah, 300-foot drop.
Yeah. 300-foot drop. 1-lane road. That's where I learned to drive. It's pretty cool. Just going through the mountain passes and stuff. It's really beautiful.
My mom would not have been able to teach me to drive there. Like even on like
I don't know.
roads.
I guess my dad and brother just had absolute 100% trust in me.
My mom didn't trust
Sink or
me
swim,
for
bitch.
shit.
Pretty much.
Like literally, I
They're
took
like,
a
if you
turn.
F up, you're bringing
Uh.
us down with you.
I was kind of in the same boat, but we'll get to that in a minute.
All right.
Yeah, but
And so that was the Durango. My mom passed away, and I got her truck. Really love that truck. Still have it. It's a piece of shit, but it's in the middle, so I still have it.
01 Dodge Ram 1500.
Yeah, he wants it if I ever pass away. It's
right
going
now
to
it's
him.
currently going on
We
for
need some-
sale for $100,000.
We need some wood to knock on this chair.
Thank you.
We don't want him to die yet.
Yeah, yeah.
Let him fix the truck first. It's broke down.
There we go. But yeah, I'm not allowed to do anything dirty in my truck because apparently I drive like an asshole whenever that happens, or just like some old Asian man. So
That's kind of racist.
Oh, there goes our entire viewer base.
that's not racist. That's just how it is.
Just keep going.
Anyways, yeah. So I actually ended up in a ditch with my truck like halfway in the ditch because I was trying to get some road head. I was panicking, so I really ruined the moment. And yeah, I finally called a buddy. I had a big ass truck. He just pulled me out real quick. It's a good time.
That was off Dobson, right?
Yeah.
About the soccer fields.
Wow. So good
Everybody,
your buddy had to
everybody from
pull you out.
Burleyville will know exactly where it happened.
No, it was actually
All three of you.
it was
watched
kind
this.
of close to there. It was actually those new housing development area off of Hidden Valley.
Oh yeah, I know that one.
Yeah, you're going up. And it's where the bicycle trails used to be.
I have gone in there with the express purpose of thinking I was going to get head.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Really?
yes.
That'll be a later topic.
But yeah.
Didn't happen.
Then my truck broke down. It leaks oil, and I thought I could make it home, and I didn't, and it fucked up. All the belts like snapped and shit, and I broke down the highway. I just kind of coasted to an exit. Anyways, 3 months later, yeah, I kept on riding my bike to work during that whole time period. But 3 months later, bought a new car, 2013 Ford Focus hatchback.
It's like a
Shout
kind of
out.
like a gunmetal gray kind of color.
Yeah,
it
gunmetal
looks
gray.
nice. It's nice.
It's nice.
Leather seats and shit.
Yep, little interior lighting. Dropped about 23 grand on it.
Woo! Doctor.
Dang.
But yeah, it's holding true. It's a magnet. It's a car magnet whenever my wife drives it though. So I kind of I don't really like her driving it that much.
Yeah,
anymore.
his mother-in-law backed into it once already.
Yeah, and I got backed into in a Walmart parking lot.
You had it like what, a year and a half?
Yeah, I've had it a little over 2 years now.
Oh,
Probably
damn.
about 2.5
God.
years.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
Man, seems like forever ago.
I know. I
But
got it. In
not
March.
that long
I
ago.
got it in March of 13.
The Taurus I'm driving right now I got backed into like a couple weeks ago, and it was just I was sitting there in the Starbucks parking lot, and drinking my delicious green tea, enjoying myself, and
Dude, I want a pumpkin spice frap so bad right now.
Fucking basic bitch, man.
I don't care! They're good! And I'm thirsty, and this mask is hot and itchy.
and I wasn't
Take
even
off the
in
mask.
my car. I'm just literally sitting right next to the door, and then this car comes pulling around. Starts backing up, took it out of its parking space, or I don't even know why I was backing up. It was like way out of the way of any reason why you need to back up. And this old broad, I'm just like, no, she's not gonna hit my car. She's getting close, but she's not gonna hit my car. And then carry the entire back like quarter of my car, like bumper goes in, almost hitting the tail light. I'm just like,
Don't
bitch, hit my
bitch.
car.
This is
So
why old people
my
shouldn't drive.
camera's already in my hands, okay, and I just like got a picture, and she saw me taking a picture of her license plate when she's pulling away, and she stops.
Yeah, you said she was trying to like just take off.
Yeah,
Like,
and she was like,
pretend it
"Did
never
I
happened."
hit your car?"
It's like, really, bitch?
Yes, ma'am, you did.
As a matter of fact,
Need my
you
insurance
did.
information?
Oh,
I got your
that
license
reminds
plate.
me of a story I have. Go ahead.
Excellent.
Sorry.
I'm glad these are popping up because I got a
Yeah,
few.
hit it.
All right, so driving on the highway, going about 60 miles an hour. There's a bridge coming up. I'm drinking my McDonald's sweet tea because it's the shit.
Oh, why are we talking about drinks?
Yeah, I am pretty thirsty myself. But I was going over, and you can't really see what's on the other side of the bridge, but you're on the highway, so you're going the speed limit. Well, dead stop traffic on the other side of the bridge. I hit my brakes, slide into the car in front of me, going 40 miles an hour. Think that's about the slowest I slowed down to. Smacked into him. My truck's going nowhere. End of the story. My truck gets towed home, and I don't make it to class. Anyways, the next day, I borrow my dad's Durango, go to class. Walking out of class, going through the parking lot, freaking Miata comes zipping around the corner, and I jump up in time for it to like hit the side of my knee, and I kind of slide up the car because it's a Miata. I just kind of like roll over the car and land on my ass on the other side, and this old lady's like getting out, freaking out. And I don't hurt at the time because obviously my adrenaline's pumping because I just got hit by a car going I want to say 30, but it was probably going like 20. It just seemed fast.
I remember reading this on Facebook and everybody's like, "Holy shit, are you okay?"
I know.
Everybody thought you were like in the hospital with a concussion or something.
No, I jumped up in time.
My
where-
mom freaked out for real.
Yeah, I don't know. I hit the side of my leg, and my leg's not what hurt. It was my back that hurt, my ass that hurt. So I think it's a landing that hit the ground, like hitting the ground.
Yeah, for retrospect, he has 2 or 3 messed up vertebrae in your back that you broke
Oh yeah, I had 3 fractures in my back in junior year of high school.
from soccer.
Yeah, how does that even happen?
I'm curious.
That could be another topic, the stupid injuries we've gotten.
So
Yeah.
just do
You
like
can
a
do
new
that one
Halo
next if you
assassination
still haven't
on
thought of one.
Yeah, I'll do injuries.
Excellent.
I can go on and on about injuries.
Oh yeah, this guy's probably got enough injuries to like trump all of ours.
But yeah, get hit by this Miata. And my adrenaline's going, so I'm like no pain right now. But this old lady gets out. I swear she's about to have a fucking heart attack. So I just calm her down and let her know it's okay and everything. And I just let her go on her merry way. Wake up the next morning, excruciating amount of pain, hating myself because I didn't get this lady's information.
No, I'm good.
Yeah, but yeah, wreck my truck and then I get hit by a car the next day. What are the odds of that?
Somebody wants you dead.
Yeah, obviously.
You cheated death once, and it's been Final Destinationing you.
Yeah, that's probably why I get hurt so much. He's
Yeah.
just teasing me. So I'm gonna get this fucker when he least expect it.
He's trying really hard, but he does like a piss poor job of it.
He's doing it all half-assed.
I was
So,
imagining.
yeah.
He's like laying there. He's like, dead? Nope. Okay. Dead. Nope. Okay.
I was imagining death like a giant, like, he's got this huge gut under his robes that's just not explained by the fact that he's bony.
He's like that guy from the South Park girl thing like this.
Some people really piss him off. He's like, you cut me off? You're dead. You're dead, and your family's dead. And TJ's like, nah.
He's got TJ like on his like list of the day. TJ's because of alphabetical order right after lunch, so he's really sleepy.
He's a military sniper. He's got TJ in his sights, and every time he's about to pull the trigger, he has like Tourette's. He's like, damn it! Boom! Anyway.
And it always injures him. Doesn't kill him. It always injures him, like just like wings him.
That's a good tangent there. Mine, I learned to drive when I was 14 in my mom's 2003 Kia Spectra. And obviously, if not evidence enough by the fact that it's a Kia, it was a piece of shit.
Back in the day, Kias were shitty. They're getting pretty good now.
Or
Yeah.
Kia Optimas look nice. I know that.
Kia
much.
Optimas look nice, but I mean Kia Rios still just look like a tin can on wheels.
No, a lot of the
That's
cars
why
nowadays-
hamsters drive them in the commercials.
No, yeah, it's
My
Kia
brother
Soul.
has one, and I
Kia Soul.
swear it moves faster when there's a wind blowing.
Yeah.
Well, I learned to drive in that. And I have 3 younger sisters. I'm the only boy of 4. And so I've got
Take
all...
that.
God bless your soul.
I got all 3 of them in the back seat, my mom in the passenger seat, and we're out in the back roads of the border of Texas and Louisiana near our family farm. It's about 30 minutes away from Carthage, Texas. If you ever
Make
been there,
yourself sound rich.
Beautiful country.
My
out
family's
there.
farm.
my uncle owns it. We got shit, but we go there and shoot guns and stuff. We got a reunion every year. Anyway, so we're driving out there, and these back roads, they're real narrow. There's no lines painted. There's no shoulders. There's just ditches on both sides. And there's no speed limits. So we got a lot of loggers that come through there because there's a whole bunch of pine trees and even some redwoods and evergreens, all kinds of trees. Our farm is a tree farm. So I'm driving along this narrow country road, and I'm going like 50, 60 miles an hour, and I'm like, all right, this isn't so bad. This is all right. And I look in my mirror, and there's an 18-wheeler just going right past us, going like 80. And then they get over in front of us and it's gun it. And I'm like, oh shit. There's not only really, really big vehicles, but really, really fast ones. So I've got the wheel like this, and I just don't trust my brake lights enough to actually display the fact that I'm slowing down. So she's like, oh, you go ahead and pull off on this road up here, and we'll swap before we get into town. I'm like, okay. There's a cider on the side of a cornfield, and I slow down to maybe 40 and take that turn. And I'm like,
my god.
and it like kicks up this big dust trail because the pavement ended there. My mom's like, what are you doing? I'm like, there's a truck behind us. I don't want to get hit. She's like, that's what your brake lights are for.
I'm just imagining Lily doing this shit.
So 2 years
Her hair would just occupy that entire like half the car.
2 years later, I inherit that piece of shit. And that car is now my piece of shit. And like 4 months in owning, the transmission goes out. And I'm like, well, damn. And my grandparents
Damn.
lend me their old car. It's like an 89 Oldsmobile Cutlass. It's bright
I
red.
liked that thing.
Black leather seats, had a V8. But the AC didn't work, and it had a tendency to break down all the time. There was some loose connection. So I remember me and this guy going down Summercrest toward Wilshire, the main road of our street, as he said earlier. We were pulling up to a red light. We sit there. Soon as it turns green, I start to go. Just goes out.
Oh.
So I'm like, shit. Jump out and push it for me. So he pushes it. I steer it into this gas station there in the corner. And I pop open the hood. There's loose connection. Put it back on. Start it up. It goes just fine. It went out again on me going across an intersection. I'm like trying to turn, and then it just locks up, and I go straight into the median and just sit there like while a green light comes up. I'm like, shit.
I'm just think something Final Destinationing you too.
Could be. So eventually,
Just doing an even worse job.
we sold that car off to get the money to repair my transmission on the other car. We do that. I'm driving it around for like 2 years, and eventually we gave it up to relieve some debt that my parents had. So I'm driving like this old 2001 Ford Escort my cousin gave me when he left to Japan, and it's already totaled. He already got rear-ended so hard that it just crumpled everything and
Duct
set off the
tape everywhere,
airbags.
right?
Yeah, the trunk didn't open at all because it was too crunched in. And it was a manual transmission. And I learned with an automatic, so by the time I got to a manual, I'd already been driving like 3 years. And I'm like, man, this is fucking hard. And we had this street called Hidden Creek. There's a hill that's probably like this and a red light right here at the top.
Yeah.
And these guys are in the car with me.
Yep.
We get up to that red light, and we're sitting there and everything's cool. And then this big jacked up truck some good old boys got pulls up right behind us, like right on my ass. Like if my trunk could open, it'd probably hit his hood ornament. And so I'm like, oh my god, guys, I'm gonna try to go, and on this steep incline, I'm gonna back it into this guy's truck, and he's gonna come out and beat the shit out of me. And they're like,
We're gonna watch. 'Cause that's what we do. Right?
they're like, just go for it, man. Just go for it. When it turns green, you gotta gun it. I'm like, all right. So I get ready, like Fast and Furious style. As soon as it turns green, I hit the clutch and just gun it. Just tires spin out, kick up all this smoke. We just take off.
Yeah, I think my wife's calling me. Uh-oh. I'll be right back. Oh!
Fantastic. This is where we start talking
Be
shit.
right back.
All right.
Chair out of the window. Oh!
What was that?
I have no idea.
You know we didn't knock anything over when you were in your tiny ass room.
So,
So is why.
yeah, we spin out the tires, keep going, and we made it, no problem. Eventually get rid of that car, and I get my my next car that I got for 18.6% APR, because I got totally screwed. And it was the 05 Chevy Cavalier, blue. Stop hitting it. What's everybody hitting this thing for?
It's all right. Okay.
They can totally hear it. I can hear it in my headset.
All right. All right.
It was an 05 Chevy Cavalier, and it was just like a shiny metallic blue. And I got it in Azle, Texas.
That was so nice.
Okay. 18.6 in APR, people. It was redonkulous.
Good sound system.
It was all stock. I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, I drove that thing for like 2 years. And then my stepsister, Caitlin, she's 2 years younger than me, got married.
All right.
Everything cool?
Yeah, we're good.
All right.
Just looking for something.
So, my stepsister, Caitlin, gets married. And I'm driving back with my sister, Savannah, who's, I don't know, 15, 16 at the time. And her boyfriend, Colby, who's in the passenger seat next to me. And she got married way out in the middle of nowhere, like this country place. I can't remember what county it was. I have a ticket with it on there
Parker?
somewhere.
Out in
Parker?
bumfuck nowhere.
Yeah, it is way out there. And there's this tree line that curves to the right. And so I'm taking this curve going like, I don't know, 35, 40 miles an hour, which is faster than I should have gone, but not illegally fast. And halfway around the curve, I see this truck, this big white Dodge, just barreling like down the middle of the road. Like if there was a line, he would be on the line. And so I'm like, oh shit. So I tightened my curve just to make sure we got enough clearance. And I tightened it too far. And we hit the grass line with the right side of the car. Lose traction, spin off into the side, go through 2 T-posts of this barbed wire fence, and then through 2 of the metal cables that hold up telephone poles, and they just wrap around my tire, and boom, we slam to a stop, airbags go off, I'm holding the wheel like this, like, shit, everybody okay?
Your sister's in the back freaking out.
Yeah, she was wearing a strapless dress for the wedding, so she had her seatbelt instead of across from her, she had it put behind her. So she hit her head. She had a very slight concussion, but everyone's okay. I had some scrapes on my arms from holding the wheel when the airbag went off. But totaled the car. Piece of shit's done. That truck just kept on going, never stopped. And I walked 3.4 miles to work every day, Monday through Friday, for the next 2.5 months, getting rides from this guy as well, like to split it up between days. And eventually I got it very similar to his. I wanted a Fusion, but they're too expensive. And as young as I am, my credit wasn't good enough. I got a 2013 Ford Focus.
Shout out.
Yep. I can barely see. Glad we didn't
So I
miss.
go for the high five.
Yeah, I've gone for like 3 high fives so far, and you haven't seen any of them.
Nice.
Really?
No.
Oh, I thought I'm looking at the monitor a lot to make up for my lack of vision. But anyway, so I get that. Mine's not a hatchback though; it's a sedan and it's black instead of gray. But I love this car. It's way nicer than the other ones, and so I love it so much that last night it's like 11 p.m. I'm sitting there working on my computer. I'm like, man, I'm really hungry. I want some McDonald's. I want some cheap, shitty food that just makes me feel so good.
So
We don't have any out in our town.
And we got this big storm going on. Like, I got a flash flood warning on my phone, like, right before I left. And so I go out in this rain, and it's just pouring. I got my windshield wipers going on full max. And I drive from my house to the McDonald's, and I order my food, and I pull up to the window. And there's the cashier there. He's this fat guy that looks like he could be a part of Awkward Academy, is what I'm saying. He's like this fat, nerdy guy. He's got big, thick glasses and everything, you know. And he's like, I forget the exact number my total was. He's like $7.35, sir. But he like keeps flinching. He hands it to me, he keeps wincing away. And I give him my card, and he keeps jumping and shuts the window. Then swipes it, opens it back up, hands it to me, flinches again. And I take it. I'm like, all right, thanks, man. And then when I look ahead to pull away, I realize my windshield wipers being on max were just slinging right in his face the whole time.
why did I say anything?
I don't know, but I didn't even notice till I was
Man, I'm
leaving.
gonna fucking say something. Hey man, turn off your windshield wipers.
You want these straws? You turn that shit up.
It was some heavy ass rain though. And it slung in his face for a good 15-20 seconds.
Wow.
And you said
When your social anxiety.
That was the story from last night that made me think about all this.
God damn.
Nice.
Man.
Oh man. That's
What?
it. Too much laughing. I'm taking off the mask.
Now you get
See what he really looks like.
Oh yeah. I warn you, it is probably just too terrifying for one to behold.
You got your topic ready?
Yeah, I was gonna feed off that one you gave me.
Right. Injury
Injuries.
one. All right.
Yeah.
Yes, I like it.
All right. Kick it off.
All right, injuries. Yeah, I want to see his sexy face.
Oh,
Psych.
God.
What is that? There it is.
It's hot.
Yeah. All right. Injuries. Why am I so prone to them? I don't know. It's a little family tradition thing we kind of have going on.
Active lifestyle will do that too.
Yeah,
I
it's
feel.
the men in the Ham family. Get hurt all the time. I am very active though.
Plays a lot of baseball or softball and soccer.
Soccer.
He's an
Mostly
adult on
soccer.
sports teams. He's that rare breed.
Yeah, I'm probably just gonna hang up the cleats though. Because of things.
Yeah, pretend it's by choice.
Yeah, pretend by choice.
There we go. Now he's going through the sport of dodging the wife.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I just get hurt a lot. When I was little, I was playing in the backyard, stepped on a nail and it went through my big toe. Stopped because of the toenail. I go to the doctor. They gave me a shot, pulled it out.
Tetanus shots, you know, you get a lockjaw.
Yeah, so that'd be funny. Just going around, I was like, "Hey guys."
Alright, we just flop our scars on the table for this conversation.
Yeah, well, I got a big circumcision scar. You won't want Yeah, is.
That-
Finally
that-
got set funny.
That
one.
takes away one walk of shame.
There we go. Down to one. Here we go.
Uh,
All right. Yeah, you wouldn't know about that.
now it's back. It came and went.
Oh,
We've known each other for far too long.
like, what is that, man?
Hey, what time is Starbucks closed?
10, I think.
Depends on the Starbucks you go to.
I'm gonna Google
Go
it.
to
You keep
11.
talking.
Pretty sure it's 10.
It's
Starbucks.
10
I really
the one in
want a
Burleson's
pumpkin
at
spice
10.
frap.
Starbucks.
The Everman one is 11. Okay, but I know for a fact the one in Burleson closes at 10.
All right. Where was I?
Circumcision scar.
Right. Anyways,
Tell us about how that felt.
I don't remember.
I imagine he cried.
Yeah, probably a lot of crying.
I was probably crying at everything at that
He
point.
probably
in
made
my
him
life.
poop his pants.
Shame.
Diaper.
Oh, even more shameful.
Let's get with it. Come on. I was only 6 when it happened. I'm joking. I was probably the normal age. But,
Sorry, 16.
yeah. You know, what was it? Robin Hood Men in Tights? You got that little thing?
Little
The
guillotine?
guillotine?
God almighty.
Oh, no! Alright, but, yeah. Stepped on a nail when I was little. So one time I was riding my bike barefoot and, decided to, you know how, like, sometimes when you're a kid you drag your shoes whenever you're on your bike to slow down?
Nope.
Yes.
You never drag your shoes
Oh
on
yeah,
the
my
street?
bike had fucked up brakes. Every single one of them eventually.
No, mine. I had the one where you just pedal backwards. And
Mhm.
you
Oh, those
just
are
hold it.
awesome.
Yeah, I had the wire brakes.
Yeah, I had wire
The
brakes and
handle
they
brake?
fucked up on
Yeah,
every
it
single
was
bike I
broke
had.
because I wrecked my bike a lot because I did stupid shit.
Yeah, remember that beautiful time?
That you
11.
fell off a cliff.
Yeah, that was great.
Closes at 11.
Yeah.
The one right around the corner. Is that one close?
Which one is that?
It's, I think it's 1187.
I don't know.
They're already closed.
Bummer. You'd have to go to Everman Parkway, huh? That's like probably about a 5-mile drive.
Or the one on Wilshire.
Or the one on Wilshire that's closer is probably about 3 miles.
The one on Wilshire closes at 10 too,
Does it?
according to my sources.
Anyways, injuries. Yeah, decided to drag my foot behind me and burned my big toenail off.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The whole toenail.
Go to the next one.
Go to the next one.
Is it?
All right.
Go to the next one that's not that disturbing. I feel
hang
like
on.
she just doesn't.
Mute the mic. Wife aggro.
We did invite her to be on the show, but she said no.
Yeah. And what do you know?
So-
Now she's on the show.
Yeah, I actually muted it, so she's not on the show.
Well, she was earlier, so.
Oh yeah, that's right. Did you hear it? Did you hear her call my name earlier?
A little bit.
If you can
Okay.
hear me swallow, I'm pretty sure you can hear your wife talk.
Maybe you're just a. Never mind. I don't want to walk a shit.
Yeah. So
Injuries.
yeah.
I was going on the next one. Monkey bars. Fell off the monkey bars. Arm was straight. My bone snapped like that, and I could see it trying to poke out of my skin. That was pretty. That was
Pretty hardcore.
Yeah. Felt great. I've had probably about 7 concussions now.
Took a line drive from a.
Yeah, I
Baseball.
was pitching. It was right after coach pitch. I was pitching. You know how like whenever you pitch, you're leaning forward. Guy hit it straight back right in my face. Had to get 4 stitches on my eyebrow. That hurt a lot. That was in like 4th grade.
It's
thought it was-
when I hear stories like this, I'm glad. I don't feel so bad about not playing sports. I just kind of played instruments and video games.
yeah, I've twisted both my ankles so bad now that I don't think I can twist them again. What else?
Let's see, there's spinal injuries.
Yeah, I broke my back in 3 places playing soccer. We already went over that.
I would have
today.
led that one. I would've led with that one.
My pinky's broke. Broke it playing soccer too.
Some bitch.
Both their pinkies.
that
look
one was
weird
contagious.
as fuck.
Yeah. Broke my nose twice playing soccer as well. It's probably about it injury wise.
I got hit in the ear
I
playing
get a lot of
soccer.
minor stuff, like messed up my shoulder playing soccer. I had like 2 tears. I have 2 tears in my shoulder right now, and a partially separated joint, whatever that means. It's gonna take 6 to 8 weeks to heal.
Whatever that means.
Yeah.
Whatever
I'm not allowed to,
mortal
like,
bullshit is.
Lift anything heavier than 5 pounds, like throw anything or do any activities with my right arm. But I'm pretty stubborn.
That's gonna be pretty rough.
But yeah, it's 6 to 8 week healing period, and that's pretty much about it.
Julio, you gonna go? I
I
think you got the least.
Yeah,
Or
probably.
the fewest.
I mean, I know for a fact you were packing some pretty gruesome shit. So, let's see. There's that giant ass scar I have on my leg from Mexican buckeye seed or rock. Still kind of.
Seed, how does this happen?
Well, you know, they kind of
I still don't
split
believe
open,
it. Yeah, I
and
know.
like you throw them, and they are kind of sharp. I could see them like they shatter and they
Or
just
a
kind of lay
rock.
open, and they are poisonous. And it was weird how the wound didn't close after they took the stitches out. It was like Harry Potter style. But yeah, that was definitely interesting. A lot of bleeding. Other great injuries. No, I can't think of anything.
He plays it pretty safe most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about that one time you wrecked your bike?
Oh, that blew.
The dock?
Nah,
no, not the dog.
That
It
was,
was,
on the cliffs in Chisnall.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
say cliffs. It wasn't really.
It was like
cliff.
a 7-foot drop. That was it.
It's like where the creek was going, and it's been there for a while, so.
And it kind of eroded it down. There was like a 7-foot kind of drop sort of thing. 'cause the
More than that,
rock
I'd
was
say
low.
about 15 foot.
All right. And we'll talk it
Yeah.
up. We'll talk it up. 20, 25.
See, I grew up in the ghetto, so even though I've known these guys, we were friends at school since we were 6. I didn't actually get to hang out with them until we were like 12 in
Yeah.
middle school.
This guy like managed to keep me being fat at bay until like 8th grade
Yep.
by our bike
Until
ride.
I came along and I
Yeah.
was like, "Hey, let's be lazy and play video games."
Yeah.
Um,
he was active when we hung out.
Okay, we were kind of active though. We like pretended.
We
I
chopped
was
down
swords.
weeds with real life swords because my parents didn't really give a shit. So I had swords.
Yeah, and nunchucks.
We were spanked as children. I don't know, that pertains to nothing.
Continue.
There's
All right.
podcast pitches nowadays.
But so I'm just I'm getting on my bike and I'm starting to chub out a bit, and
Good times.
I'm getting up out of this little tiny it's a tree that you can sit on. They like built a bench that kind of overhung over the water, and it was kind of sweet because that's a word. And
Overhung over the water.
overhung, over hizzled, and we get on the bike, and or I get on the bike and I start riding away, going after TJ. And
we were all
when you
opposite
first get on the
sides
bike,
of the creek.
And how old are y'all for this?
10?
10. Gonna go with 10. 10's a
10.
conservative
Okay.
guess. All right.
Okay.
So when you first get on the bike, if you don't get up to speed and you're not having training wheels, you got kind of that little bit of wobbliness.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that little bit of wobbliness kind of overshot one way while that was downhill, and I just kind of like lost control, and like it was about 3 feet at a weird angle, and then a root. At which point,
A root!
the bike stopped jarringly, and I just pretty much let go.
But
And
he went down with the bike.
So
Yeah.
you were watching like this whole time, or
I
did you?
I didn't see it until I heard a splash.
Yeah.
And like
you saw
I
the
saw the water
aftermath.
like coming back down.
yeah, I remember looking over the top of my bike while it's going down, and I think I might have fallen faster than my bike since it hit the root and was coming off the ground, because it did land like kind of on top of me when I was on.
It probably went up while you just went straight down.
Yeah.
And then went down.
And like, so I'm just there on the bottom, and like, it's all like shell shock crazy, and because I am underwater at this point.
It's about 2 foot deep water.
Yeah, it was not very deep at all, but I'm laying down, so and I'm just like, wind's knocked out of me.
Diaphragm though.
Yeah, dude, I get and I'm just like sitting there for like ever, just, and then I get my bike, and like Josh and TJ are like, we were with our friend Josh at the time, who we're not friends with anymore because he's a douche. But
Hey,
if you're
Josh.
watching, you're a douche. And but yeah,
Pretty nice now.
then so we're walking, and we're trying to get out, and they're pulling my bike up the side of the cliff, and the other side was a lot lower, and they pull it out, and then I try to get up, and they're grabbing my arms, and I'm getting out, and then I'm like putting my knees on the wall trying to climb up, and there's a whole bunch of thorns there. One of them just like went right into my knee, It's like twice. I was like, God damn it. Perfect ending to a great day.
Oh man.
I actually have 2 bike-related injuries that happened to you guys. So, one, the 3 of us went bike riding in the Chisinau Trails, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago. And this huge storm hits while we're there. And it's just flooded.
Oh, yeah, that was awesome.
All the dirt turns to
That was
mud.
so much fun.
And we decided to keep going. We're like, fuck it, we're already out here. We're not going back. So we go out until there's so much mud accumulated on the wheels that they just won't turn anymore.
Yep.
And so we're walking and dragging our bikes, and we finally decide to go back. And then we got to drag our bikes through like all the standing water that wasn't there when we showed up. And we're all soaked, and our clothes are heavy, and we walked probably a good 1.5 miles to 2 miles.
Of muddy trail.
Yeah, I would guess,
Yeah.
dragging these bikes.
And heavy boots.
And right by the end of it, we finally get to what we call the Nexus, which is this really big field where all the trails lead to.
Mm-hmm.
It's at the very end or beginning, depending, when you're going around.
Yeah.
And I turn around because Hooley, this is back when Hooley was like 200 pounds, really fat. He's like 5'7", so it's pretty heavy for his size. And he slips and falls, and the handlebar hits him right in the armpit. And I laugh because I'm like, fat guy just slipped and fell.
That hurt pretty bad.
And then I see his face, and I'm like, oh shit, I don't want to drag his bike. Are you okay? And you're like, I can't feel my arm.
It was like smacking the nerve up there. I was just like dead. I was like, ah.
So I remember him complaining about his arm still hurting like a week later.
Dude, it sucked.
And then a year or 2 later, we went camping out in Cleveland State Park.
Oh yeah.
And he's using my bike.
I wasn't used to it.
My bike, but we'll not go into that.
Yeah.
It's
I wasn't used to it.
Yeah, it's a mountain bike. And there's this dried up riverbed.
Mm-hmm.
It's maybe
that was beautiful.
It's maybe 3-4 feet deep, but it's, as I said, completely dried up. We were in the middle of a drought. So I'm standing there down in the riverbed. TJ comes up on the cliff, so like 3-4 feet higher than I am, on my bike.
After going down a downhill section.
Yeah, so I don't know what actually went wrong, but eventually he just veers right off and hits open air, just holds onto it, just the whole way down, just boom,
Well,
it lands on his back and rolls. The bike gets all scraped up.
He stopped
Yeah.
the roll though. He stopped.
I was fine.
He rolled
I
back-
rolled out of it.
His
Link
back was a
roll.
little scraped up. He had to borrow a t-shirt, but other than that, he was fine. But just the way you held onto the bike
Well,
the whole way
yeah.
down, just I couldn't
I wasn't
help but
expecting to
laugh.
go sideways because I mean on my mountain bike. Now I mean I don't know if I have it. No, I didn't have it back then, did I? mountain bike I have
I think
now?
you just had the yellow and black one, the street bike, and that's why you were using mine in the first place.
Yeah.
For the trails.
I remember the one
Yeah,
you clip
that's
in.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the one I have now, it was in the shop because someone ran it over at work.
What a dick.
Yeah, and he paid for it.
If you're
Get
watching,
it
you
fixed.
dick.
But yeah, with my mountain bike, I was pretty good on it. My feet clipped into the pedals and everything. And what I intended to do, because I remember this very, very good now.
Very, very good.
I couldn't think of the word I wanted.
You remembered vividly.
Yeah, vividly. There we go. That's the word. See, intelligence score. Anyways,
He
I
got
was
con.
I was
but
just
he got
gonna,
con.
I was just gonna jump off, land on 2 wheels, and keep going. But this one, I tried to jump, not remembering that my feet were not clipped in, so I just jumped off the pedals and I didn't go anywhere. So,
Just the way you held on to it the whole way down.
so I just held on to it, and then as soon as I hit it, I just kind of like let go and then rolled out.
It was like the kid
But,
from E.T. when he goes off the jump, if he crashed at the end.
The kid on ET without ET.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just me standing there like, what? What happened?
I was just impressed by the roll. It was good.
Yeah, I don't remember it being painful. I just remember me being like, whoa.
Like basically, just imagine. Okay, like bike goes down, TJ rolls, and TJ's literally rolled it back up in like 2 seconds.
Yeah, we
It's probably a lot
stayed
quicker than 2 seconds.
we stayed another night and day after that. We went Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and that was on Saturday. So we still
Yeah.
stayed for a while.
Bike was fine
So
too.
he was good.
I wasn't going that
I
bad.
still have that bike. Doesn't have a seat though, because my dog chewed it up. But
Oh, now it's extra fun.
yeah,
Hey.
injuries on my part.
Oh.
Back to the bumpy roads.
The first noteworthy one, I was 4 years old. We lived in a duplex in Crowley, Texas, which is right next to Burleyville, where we are now. And I'm sitting in this lawn chair, and I got a coloring book, and I'm coloring away, and I drop a crayon, and I'm like, oh, damn it. So I reach down to get the crayon, and my lawn chair just tips over. And apparently the girl next door, her name's Ashley, she broke her mom's vase. Scared she's going to get in trouble for it, so she swept it under my chair. So I fall on that, and it cuts my right wrist just wide open, right down the middle of it.
Yes.
And so I remember picking myself up and looking at it, and it's like this puffy white meat. It looked like taking a biscuit, just popping it open. You see the dough sticking out. It looked like that, but a bunch of blood spraying out at the same time.
I'm just imagining shrimp, where it's kind of like puffy.
So I'm like, uh-oh. So I walk over to the door.
Well, that's not good.
Knock on the door. My mom opens it, sees me, screams, slams the door in my face. And I'm squirting blood like all over the door, like. And then she comes back like a second later. Like I guess I just scared her. So she throws the door back open, grabs a rag, and like staunches the blood with it. And she gets the neighbor, her mom, Ashley, and her mom, Minnie. We load up in Minnie's van. We take off to Hughley, and I remember laying there on the table, like they're giving me all these shots and stitches, and I'm screaming and crying. I'm 4 years old, throwing a huge tantrum the whole time. My mom just keeps covering my eyes, won't let me see. That probably made it worse. And then sometime after that, I'm still laying there, like, when you're a kid and you're done crying, but you're kind of like
Yeah.
that stage.
Shaky jaw. Got the shaky jaw.
I'm at that. And I see this hand, it's bigger than mine, but still definitely a kid, reach under the curtain with a Beanie Baby, like a lion, and like gave it to me. And I was like, I'll be okay. I'll survive. And I did. I still got a scar, but as I grew taller, it moved to the side of my wrist and not down the middle. So.
Let's see it. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So. Not as bad as
it's there.
Not as bad as it used to be, because I remember a teacher looking at it, and I think I shook his hand or something. He's like, "What is that? You been cutting yourself?" I'm like, "Yeah, when I was 4 years old." But that happened, and then 3 years later, 7 years old, second grade. I'm playing soccer, not on a team or anything. I wasn't this guy. I was playing at the neighbor's house, and I had the ball, like in the crook of my foot, like my left foot. And the neighbor kid kicked the ball when I had it and pushed my foot sideways so that like my ankle bone on the left corner touched the ground, and I heard it pop. And so
that never happened to me.
So I'm like, but I keep playing until I realize I can't, and so I walk home because I lived out in the, like I said earlier, the ghetto. It was like a trailer park, and
shootings and stuff.
Yeah, it was a limestone like gravel road. Just it wasn't paved or anything. So I walk home on it, and I tell my mom like, I hurt my ankle, and so we go to the doctor, and like, yeah, it looks like a sprain. We'll go and give you it's not a cast. It's you can take it
like a brace or
a brace. It was just a plastic frame, and then had these gel packs so you could insert on the sides, so you could put them in the freezer and they'd be cold and help with swelling. But I could take it on and off whenever I wanted. And so I've got that, and eventually it feels a little better, but my heel kind of hurts from that point on. So fast forward 5 years later, 12 years old, I used to have some rabbits. And the rabbits had some little rabbits that ended up not surviving through the birth and everything. So I remember one morning before school, it was raining. I go and bury all those little rabbits because I wanted to do it myself, 12 years old. I wanted to, be more grown up. And like a week later, after all that rain had settled into the ground, that mound from where I had buried those rabbits, all the water evaporated, it turned into a divot because I did a crappy job of packing it. So I'm playing around in the front yard with a wooden sword or some nerdy shit, and we got this trampoline, a big one and a little one, like a little gymnastic type one. Mm-hmm. And I run, jump off that, and go into the air with my sword. But as I do, my left foot, the one that I broke 5 years prior, goes right in that divot and just pops again. And so I fall down, and like it completely took my breath away. I'm just like laying on the ground trying to breathe, and I look across the yard and I see my mom on the front porch talking on the phone. And I'm like, Mom, but I can't really breathe. I don't have any breath in my lungs. And she looks at me and waves and keeps talking on the phone. And then a couple minutes go by, and I finally get my voice back. I'm like, Mom! Mom! And she's like, hold on a sec. What? Like, I think I broke my ankle. She's like, are you playing? No. I gotta go. Just thinks he broke his ankle. So she walks over and helps me to the car, and we drive out to the hospital, Cook's Children in Fort Worth. And
Shout out.
yeah, we're actually supporting them in Extra Life on the 7th and the 8th of November. We're gonna be doing a 24-hour charity live stream for them. It goes into the My Children's Miracle Network, I believe it's called.
Yeah, sounds right.
And our local branch of that is Cook's Children. So good shout out. Thank you for reminding me.
No problem.
Woo! So we get there. I get out of the car, and as soon as gravity pulls the blood to my foot, I'm like, oh, no way. I cannot walk. Mom, you're going to have to get me a wheelchair. So she does. And so we're in the waiting room. There's like an aquarium and little like Xbox games and stuff. But I'm too busy popping wheelies and trying to stay on the back of my wheels in this wheelchair. And they're like, yeah, it's broken. And it looks like you broke it before. And we're like, what? No, that was a sprain. Like, no, if you see this piece of bone right here, you broke it before, and there's a piece of it that's now embedded in your heel.
So that's why your heel hurts.
It's like, oh, that's why my heel hurts. Great. So I ended up having surgery. They take that piece of bone out. Pain in my heel goes away. Still got a small scar on my ankle. But because of the surgery compounded with the break, I had a boot on for like 12 weeks.
Nice.
It's this huge RoboCop boot. So that sucked. It was really hot. Happened in the
I
summertime.
think I actually remember you having that boot.
I'm sure you do. That was at Kerr.
I don't really remember. I have a bad memory though, so.
So I had that, and then fast forward way ahead. Senior year, 17, Christmas morning. My mom was engaged to my now stepdad. His name's John, and we got up real early, drove out to this new house we were about to move into in a couple weeks to have Christmas morning there. Everything's cool, and we do our Christmas morning, we eat breakfast, and then we split up. So he can move stuff to the new house from his place, and we can move stuff from our house to the new place. And being the only man in the family, I have to lift and carry all the heavy stuff, not to piss off any feminists out there. It's just the way it was.
So yeah, it's not the fact that he's the only man, he's also the only one there who's like physically capable of this kind of stuff.
Yeah. So I'm carrying this big living room TV, like an old fat kind, real heavy. And we actually had some pretty good ice that year. So
yeah.
So Christmas morning,
so amazing in Texas.
like 11 a.m., I'm walking across the driveway carrying this TV, and it's completely iced over. And I don't mean like the frosty, crunchy ice. I mean it's slick, like glass.
Yeah.
So I'm not even aware of it. And I balance the TV on one hand, pull the door open of the car to put it in there, and then swoop, my foot goes out from under me, fall on the ground, TV lands on my hand, and just cracks this bone right here.
Oh man.
And so my long-term girlfriend had just given me like a promise ring or something. We didn't really have any words like for what it meant. It was just a cool ring. So I had to take that off, and I lost it the day after I got it. She was pissed. My whole hand swelled up.
Oh damn.
And so I'm like, damn it, my hand hurts. I ripped my favorite pair of jeans. So I pick up the TV and put it in the car. Keep moving stuff for another 3 hours. I'm like, yeah, Mom, I messed up my hand. Let's just see how it goes. See if it actually looks like it's broke. And eventually it looks like I got a golf ball like surgically embedded in my skin. I'm like, yeah, we should probably go. So we go to the doctor. He's like, how'd you break your hand? I'm like, I slipped carrying a TV. Oh, okay. Now how'd you really break your hand? I'm like, what? I slipped carrying a TV. He's like, see, it's Christmas. And around the holidays, we get a lot of broken hands or people getting in fights with their families. And if you punch someone in the face, I need to know, because if they broke the skin, you could get some really bad bacterial infections. I'm like, no, man, it was legitimately a TV. He's like, oh, well, that's really dumb. Thanks.
Damn.
So I had that happen. And then a number of years later, another 4 or 5 years later, I'm not sure. I think 4. We were like 20, 21.
Okay.
I'm playing football out in the dark with this guy in his front yard.
I'm playing football. I'm playing catch with the football.
Whatever. That's the closest I get to playing football.
Yeah.
And he throws it that's way up in the air toward me. I'm like, all right. And I look up and see nothing but street light. I lose it in the street light, and like the split second before it hits me in the face, I see it. My hand flies up instinctively, gets me right on the pinky, and I'm like, damn it, just jammed the shit out of my pinky.
Yeah.
I have him grab it and pull on it.
You pull on a finger to pull out the jam.
I had him pull on it to unjam it.
It's not working.
It burns like he stuck a match into my skin.
So didn't we go out to Wingstop after?
We went to Wingstop. I had him pull on it again
Yeah.
with both hands while we're sitting there.
Yeah.
Felt
As
worse.
hard as I can.
Felt
trying to get
worse than ever. And so we eat. Everything's cool. I go home, show it to my stepdad, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I had that happen a couple times. I played football in high school. That's broke. We need to go get it looked at, make sure it's not going to heal wrong." So we go to the emergency room, get an X-ray done, and I don't know if you can't really see it.
Oh, get closer.
But I'm going to get up and go around the table.
Yeah, okay.
But it kind of goes up like that, right on the knuckle below my pinky nail.
His pinky looks like a homemade candle.
And so in the X-ray, it's like, if this is my finger bone, here's the bone like above it. It's just kind of sticking up separate. And so
That pretty messed up his finger.
yeah, it never healed back again. They
Yeah.
gave me a little brace to wear, but I never did. They said it really wouldn't do anything but help me avoid hitting it on stuff. And
Yeah.
I just kind of did that instinctively, keep it close or in my pocket or something. And now it's just permanently ugly like this guy's pinky.
Yeah, I just have a fat knuckle.
I'm the only one with a normal
Can't
fucking
really
pinky
tell.
in this entire.
So we break it.
Yeah.
No, I've got a really
Who's
messed
next?
up big toe though. Dropped like a 35-pound weight on it one time when I was
Oh.
working out, and it was like super late at night. And I'm still kind of chubby, so I'm
Yeah, that's a good one. I'm surprised it didn't come up.
Oh, yeah, so I'm chilling out, and it's super late. My parents are asleep. I'm in my living room doing some push-ups, and, stuff like that. Got a 35
Trying to get all
weight.
the bitches.
Yeah, doing what I can.
All right.
And then, so I set this 35-pound weight up on top of my couch and start working with something smaller, and it slides off and lands on my barefoot, like, big toe. And I just wanted to scream, but my parents were asleep, so it was kind of like a silent, like... So it was god awful, and that was actually a really good imitation of the face.
See, I still remember hearing about it like a day or two after it happened, and you're like, "Yeah, man, I don't think my toe will ever be the same."
Yeah,
And what do you
it
know?
was shitty. And then like at work, literally 2 weeks later, I dropped like a projection screen on it. So
God damn.
Well, on this cheery topic, that wraps up our second episode of the talk show, our Halloween special. I know I took my mask off, but guys, it was just way too hot. So, thanks for dropping by. Leave us a like, subscribe, comment with the fourth topic. We actually don't have one this time because
Yeah.
Danielle, we thought she was going to be on the show and then she wasn't. So, just leave us one and we'll see if we like it.
yeah, we had some good stuff here.
Remember, try to keep it funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we like the funny stuff.
But we'll see you again next time.
Next time.
On Dragon Ball Z!